10. Oh, God.
Hey, good evening, everyone. MetroidMaster here, and with me for commentary, I've got...
Hi, I'm up to no good. But in some places, I'm known as Crunchy Legs. How you doing?
All right, so we're here. We're ready for some Metroid Fusion. And I hear that Lincolnmeister had a really good Super Metroid Ascent run. And we're hoping to keep that pace going with the Metroid blog.
Yeah, Lincoln did us a solid and saved the animals, so we are officially canon. Great, loving it.
Yes, thank you.
You can't see it, but I'm making a heart with my hands.
All right, so then, if we are ready to go, Crunchy, are you ready?
I was born ready.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, go!
All right.
So first thing we got is we got a little bit of text mashing. Basically, the story is that we have come to this research station to check out a explosion that occurred.
Yep, it turns out the kind of research they're doing here is not the kind that normally leads to explosions, so they're a little bit worried, and Samus has one of those gut feelings that only protagonists have, so here we are.
And here we're doing a little short climb. Not exactly like the fastest version of it, but it's nice and consistent. And doesn't really cost me a whole lot, but the wall jumps are very impressive.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many runs actually reset not getting that climb nice and quick.
And then, Crunchy, do you want to explain shot canceling real quick, as I'm doing a ton of them?
Certainly. So, Metroid Fusion is a game that is, it's pretty linear, so you're going to be seeing MetroidMaster do a whole lot of little movement optimizations. One of the ones you're seeing him do is shoot right before he lands. Well, the reason he does that is because it pops him out of spin, and Samus's non-spinning hitbox is a little bit taller, so it lets him land just a tiny bit sooner. And being in the air as little as possible is something that you want to be doing at all times. Jumping is slow.
So basically, Samus's horizontal movement is about half when she's in the air. So if I want to be moving horizontally quickly, I want to be on the ground as much as possible. And that shot canceling basically just gets me moving that little bit faster.
Yep, and even in vertical movement, it's important because the sooner you land, the sooner you can jump again. So, especially later on and during some vertical ascents, not this one so much, but in a couple of other areas, if MetroidMaster's shot cancels are on point, you're going to see him just basically chain jumps, just one after the other, super fast, and it looks as cool as it feels to do.
Oh, ooh, somehow missed a hatch. Yeah, the zombie's been a jerk lately. And I'm running the Japanese version just for faster text. It makes the text mashing a lot faster. I want to say it saves a couple minutes.
Like 4 minutes. It's a lot. It's 4 minutes, and it's one of those things where even before the leaderboards switched to real time from in-game time, a lot of runners, I'd say in fact probably over half the runners, would actually still run on Japanese even though English was strictly faster in game time, because they would rather save the real time 4 minutes than have a slightly faster run in game time.
I've been seeing the comments about no GBI. Honestly, I just haven't gotten around to setting it up. I actually just recently bought a spare memory card to use for it last night, but I just literally have not gotten around to setting it up.
Hey, whatever works for you, works for you. It's all good.
Also, the fact that we just downloaded missiles.
You wouldn't download a missile, would you?
Absolutely, I would if they're free. Heck yeah.
That's the Galactic Federation sweetening the deal, because remember, now that Samus is part Metroid and no longer has her normal power suit, you can't just go around finding Chozo statues. No, you have to find power-ups the good old-fashioned way, the way nature intended, by either downloading them off the internet off shady wares sites, or by ingesting foreign matter, which you'll be doing here in just a little bit.
So funny enough, this also breaks with the tradition of the Morph Ball being the first power that you get?
Ooh, that's a good point. You're right. I never really realized that, even though it's actually 100% the truth.
And we have eye doors. Didn't get the double that I was attempting, but they're very hard to get.
Yeah, eye doors are kind of jerks. Basically, you want them to show you their weak spot. They either do or they don't, and if they don't, they can shoot a beam up to 4 times before they reveal their weak spot, and that's not good. Hey,
Really good Arachnus.
It
was Arachnus.
Ooh, good fight, real good fight.
No sweet spot, but that's okay. We still had a really good first part. No rolls, nothing.
Hang on a second. MetroidMaster, I'm confused. This is supposed to take 3 missiles to beat this core, but you did it in 2. What's going on here?
Oh, well, I did another technique called double missiles, which I actually almost missed. So basically, the hitbox of the regular core X's are a giant square. If you can get 2 missiles to overlap that hitbox at the same time, you do double the damage, and it saves you off on cycles.
Yes, indeed. Since those core X's will go into invincibility frames as soon as they're hit, might as well hit them twice at the same time. Save yourself a cycle. And later on, when some cores have 6 missiles you need to hit them with, you want to be getting those doubles. That can be, because each cycle you skip is, what, like 6 seconds?
Something to that effect. I'm going to hop in this little tunnel here to get a safety missile tank. It just makes things a little bit more consistent in the sector I'm about to go into.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of grabbing the main deck missile tank. Because Sector 1 coming up, missile count is really tight, and certain things like pirate positioning, which is random, can absolutely make it a lot tighter. So consistency is sometimes worth a few seconds of sacrifice.
Crunchy, didn't I just go down and now? Why am I...
Hey, oh, hang on.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
That was destructive.
I told you need to leave the door open.
Oh, I forgot.
Warned you about them stores, bro.
And the power's out again.
Maybe that's why the elevators are always sounding so sad, because they know they're just one bad cutscene away from turning off.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so first we got Sector 1, a faithful replica of the SR388 ecosystem. That's totally not alluding to something, right?
I mean, we're in orbit around SR388, so, you know, they airlift animals into outer space like in Metal Gear Solid 5, and they just plop them right into the biome. It's fine. That's how science works, right?
Or if you level them up enough, they just, like, go through a warp hole thing?
Yeah, possibly. But anyways, we're not here just for sightseeing. It turns out the problem now is that the X-Parasites, the big antagonists, these floating jellos, have messed around with the thermostat. In order to fix it, we have to go and deal with those rotating fans there and blow up 5 of them with missiles, because that's how you actually fix HVAC units in real life. That's 1. 4 more. I mean,
that's how I do it. All right, now I'm going to try for a... Oh, perfect. So that little... Nice. Yeah, I got it.
That frog room can be a little bit sketchy, especially if you want to do it without having to stop.
Or without taking damage. All right. Oh, God, this room now.
Yeah, the pirate room. I alluded to this one earlier. The thing about Sector 1 is missile count is important, so you want to guarantee those green drops, so you want to stay at full health, but you also want to keep running, and enemies are always in your way, so MetroidMaster's having to make full use of his missiles and just have his movement be just so. Otherwise, he's going to be taking hits, get knocked around, and not get those green drops. Sector 1 is definitely punishing. That's one of the biggest reasons why grabbing that extra missile tank is so darn useful.
I guess, have we also talked much about the how vertical movement works in this game?
I mean, aside from shot canceling, not particularly, I suppose.
Okay.
What did you have in mind?
Just mainly just how wall jumps work in this game, and you know why they're so useful to be going for.
Oh, all right, I got you. So yeah, wall jumps have made a return from Super Metroid. They're a little bit different though. They propel you away from the wall, so you can't single wall jump anymore. But since in a lot of cases, wall jumping is still the method of choice to go up because, well, you just get to maintain that upward movement. And also, you have to get to avoid ledge grabs. Ledge grabbing and climbing up is slow. So a lot of the time, wall jumping is what you want to be doing as opposed to either using a ladder or platforming. Honestly, a big part of getting really good at doing the routes in this game is knowing when you want to be wall jumping, when you want to be climbing, when you want to be knowing the right tool for the right time.
All right, I'm gonna try to go for doubles again. These are a little different. Missed it that first one.
Yep, this is what we call a beam core. Unlike the other ones, you can only shoot them when they open their eyes, so you can't really line up doubles like you can with the other ones. They're not going to fly into it. You have to either bonk on the ceiling or you have to do something similar to the eye doors that you saw MetroidMaster going for earlier.
Unfortunately, they are a lot harder to get on the eye cores.
For sure.
So now we have Charge Beam, which makes things even more fun. Also mitigates so much more RNG.
This game is actually pretty gracious. It gives us one of the best tools for the entire run right here at the start. You saw what he did right there? He managed to take out that fan in a single shot. That's because the Charge Beam got a few extra bells and whistles aside from what's obvious. It doesn't just charge your beam. It doesn't just give you pseudo screw attack. It turns your beam into 2 beams, and it also gives you a flare around Samus's arm when you fire it. If you hit someone with all 3 of them, you are doing massive damage. So getting right in an enemy's face, or like you saw MetroidMaster do in that previous room, literally just releasing that entire thing as you are crashing into the enemy, does as much damage as multiple missiles.
We'll see that again soon in a later boss.
Oh yes, we will. Oh yes, we will. Yeah, but the Charge Beam is incredibly useful. There's also a couple of fun properties of it as well. If you go into a screen transition while holding the button, you will always come out the other side with a full charge. And if you do that and then also release the button, you will fire that fully charged shot on the first possible frame. And we do actually use that in a couple of spots to open gates and kill enemies in ways that would otherwise be too fast to do with human reflexes. So it's pretty darn convenient.
That it is. Especially as we're exiting sectors after we get finished with Sector 4 because of a certain new ability that we'll get around that time. But we'll explain that when we get to it.
Yes. Before Sector 4, it's time to deal with Sector 2. It's the tropical sector, because nothing says, I'm done with this stupid Metroid planet quite like a tropical vacation. Also, there's lore.
We a bit of lore.
A little bit of lore. This game is pretty lore heavy. Among other things, it is the first canonical mention of Adam Malkovich of Metroid Other M fame.
Shame we don't ever remember who that other guy was.
Oh, well, must not have been important.
Well, that's not.
But hey, the good news is MetroidMaster does not have to worry about his missile count anymore. Now he just has to worry about his health, because Sector 2 is vicious. It's full of these little red slug dudes called Zoros that do, I want to say what, 45 damage?
Something like that. They hurt. Especially
Yeah,
if you run into them more than once.
Yes, and they are everywhere. And their favorite thing to do is be where you need to be. So you're going to be seeing MetroidMaster try to dodge them as much as possible, and if one of them happens to be in his way, hopefully shoot it and get past it as quickly as possible.
Without touching it.
Yes. Because they also have pretty big hitboxes.
Like, look at those things. They're gigantic.
But they look so soft and huggable.
And they hurt.
Oh, God. See, look at that. Look at how much damage that did. Right there, you saw him stop and grab that X there, because the other thing about this big room is if you kill one of them, they will reform on the wall that he just went past. So it actually makes it harder to scale the room. So that's one of the reasons why you don't just kill them all along the way. But the big gimmick here in Sector 2 is we need to go to the data room to get the bomb power-up. To do that, we have to unlock the blue doors because the data room is behind a blue door. This will be a recurring thing throughout the game, unlocking security doors so that we can advance.
It's, you know, kind of like those old keys in Doom.
Yeah, although, admittedly, much like in Doom, I really have to wonder what kind of OSHA compatibility, what kind of OSHA rules they're using in the future, because having to wall jump up like 4 platforms and fall 1 story to activate a door is not what I would call something that scientists would normally do.
Clearly they have like ladders or like jetpacks or something, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go download our next ability, bombs.
Yeah, bombs. I can't wait to be infinite bomb jumping and doing all sorts of fun shenanigans like in Super Metroid.
Right, about that. So it turns out bombs are kind of slow. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Breaking my heart.
Oh. I don't know what that placement was, but...
Yeah, that was surprisingly far left there. Yeah, no, unfortunately, bombs in this game are not what they used to be. Their blast radius is now slightly smaller than a dinner plate, and the fuse is so long that it is impossible to infinite bomb jump. I think the task can do some slight, very small bomb shenanigans, but there's only, I think, 1 spot where it's even remotely useful, and that's in 100%, so you're not going to be seeing it in this run.
Yeah, so basically they made this... Ow. They made this game rather linear, and they did not want you to sequence break it at all. They have hard-coded this game to not let you sequence break.
Honestly, it's one of those things, just because of how the game is designed, even if you can sequence break, it doesn't. It's wacky. Like, basically, major events, be they, like, going to navigation rooms, beating a boss or whatever, are just listed as events, and the game will grab the next flag in the sequence of flags. So let's say, for example, you go and you fight the space jump boss early. Instead of getting the space jump like you would expect, you would just do whatever the next flag is. It might not even be an item. It might just be, I don't know, unlocking the blue doors. So sequence breaking just isn't going to fly in this game for a variety of reasons.
Alright, so now we got our boss Zazabi. This guy can jump any random amount of times. We got 2 jumps already, so we can just count them.
That was 2? Alright.
Yep, alright. 3, 4. Alright, 4 so far. Still 1 more for good measure. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Ew. Ew! That was a terrible last phase. You can get up to 13 jumps with this guy, so 9 is a little bit less than ideal.
I missed that first double, but I got a different one.
Can you get yourself a sweet spot here?
Not quite.
Not quite.
But it was close.
But you still got a double, though. And Zosby does give you a great power-up in the high jump, which now is also combined with the spring ball, now called jump ball. So now you can jump in morph ball and also just jump really high.
Which we'll be getting to see a nice little spot of that in a moment.
Oh, yes. This vertical climb coming up here is one of the slickest ones. But first, a musical interlude.
Alright, I think it's gone now.
Aww.
So anyway, I jumped through that door because if I just straight run through it, I'm gonna fall, and that's a little slow, so I'm like, I think I'm just gonna jump through. Save me a little bit of time, hopefully.
Yep. You definitely want to save time everywhere you can, because as we've established, no sequence breaking.
Oh! How did I miss that wall jump?
You were a little bit too high.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing about wall jumping in this game is that the bottom part of Samus's hitbox has to be touching wall. So in that case, there's those cracks in the wall. So if you're a little bit too high, the game will look and say, nope, there's no wall there, and not let you jump.
All right, so turns out my little evil clone that is basically X-Parasites mimicking me has invaded Sector 4 with several thousand X and has caused a lot of damage, so we need to go check that out, right?
I mean, somebody's got to do it. Oh yeah, and the evil version of ourselves is called the SAX, which logic tells me is shorthand for Samus Aran X, but the animal part of my brain says saxophone.
Yes.
But anyway, Sector 4 is the aquatic sector, and several things to note here. You actually walk left off the elevator, someone dropped the toaster in the water, so all the water is electrified, and this is where the movement starts getting really spicy, which is kind of ironic for a water sector.
We're also about to fight a boss that has the best music in the game, hands down.
God, yes. God, yes.
You may not get to hear it for long, but that's okay. We'll probably get to hear it again, right?
Well, we will get to hear it again, although hopefully not for long. But anyways, you're really going to see MetroidMaster start using all of his movement tools here. So jump extends, like right there. You saw him shoot to get a little bit of extra distance so that he wouldn't have to ledge grab. You're going to see him do wall jumps, pseudo screw attacks, mid-air morphs, all this stuff in order so that he can keep moving without having to stop or waste any time. Also right there, you saw a cool little trick called an R shot. Wait, it is R shot, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I got confused for a moment there. I forgot which side was right. Because holding down the right trigger is how you activate missiles in this game. And if you have a full charge shot while jumping and you press R to activate missiles, the game will automatically release the charge shot you have, which lets you not lose spin. It's very, very convenient, especially later on. Time for some vertical movement here.
Including vertical ladders, because that's a thing.
I mean, in my experience, ladders are often vertical.
Or not vertical. Well, you know what I mean. Like ladders on the ceiling.
I'm sorry.
I guess monkey bars.
Yeah, monkey bars.
We'll go with the monkey bars.
Monkey bars.
We're going to see some more monkey bars soon, too.
Yay! It's like a playground, but things are trying to kill you.
Did we ever talk about Idor RNG? Because that's
Yes.
also a thing. Okay.
But the good news, though, is we have to worry about it a lot less than we used to, because now with the charge beam, we can deal with it in a single round instead of 3. But this is Ceres. Here comes the jams. That was good. That was a good shot. Good shot. So Ceres is a 5-round fight. You're supposed to use 5 missiles to finish him off. But if you do it right,
Okay,
using,
okay. We got this. We got this. Hold on.
There
we go.
Got this. There we go. So this is supposed to be a 5-round fight, but like we said before, charge beam has 3 pieces. If you hit him with all 3 pieces, a 5-round fight becomes a 2-round fight. So that was the Ceres quick kill. Very well played.
Unfortunately, I am having... Hello? Hello? Okay.
Oh, no, don't go for a swim. No! Got him.
We had so many close calls. Unfortunately, I did not get the doubles on the X core like I planned, and it kind of threw everything for a loop. Real quick, gonna go for a quick movement tech called a low height shine spark. If I do this right, there we go.
Nice. That's right, because Ceres has given us one of the greatest of gifts, the speed booster, back and better than ever. Unfortunately, we don't get to do fun things like short charge, but shine sparking, flying through the air with the speed booster charge, is greatly improved. It no longer drains health, and it's a lot easier to get it to work horizontally and diagonally. So thankfully now that we have the speed booster, we can break through the blocks and go lower the water level.
Which hopefully gets it out of the toaster.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think I have enough time on my timer, so I'm just gonna Shine Spark right.
Yeah, well, that's the fastest way.
Well, supposedly there's a slightly faster one,
I
but
think they retimed it, and diagonal Shine Spark to just break those blocks isn't actually faster than just Shine Sparking all over. Right? Oh, did you get the low height? Oh,
no, I goofed it.
oops.
I tried. I Shine Spark straight up too. I'm like, that's never happened to me before, but okay.
That's never happened before, TMCR. And this is a fun little trick here. You shoot an enemy, it reforms into a gold enemy, and it opens a door. That's,
Interesting.
yes, it's, I was about to say relevant, but then I remember this isn't 100%, so it's not actually relevant. Not super relevant, at least. Until, at least, wait, no, there's one spot where it is.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting here racking my brain. I'm like, wait, how far in the run? Oh, right, at the end of the run.
Right at the end. Before that, we have to head off to, you have to head off to Pyre,
Which is a very hot sector.
the hottest sector, in fact. Because now the problem is we need to download more stuff and download one of my favorite power-ups, in fact, the super missiles. They make all your missiles super. But we can't go back to the old data room in Sector 2. We got to go to a new one. So we have to go to Sector 3. But the problem there is, in order to get to that data room, we're going to have to let the X in, which is unfortunate. Because we're supposed to stop them from spreading, but here we are, letting them spread. Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it's only because that darn saxophone decided to destroy the data room that I was at.
It's
so
true.
rude.
It's true. This is also the part where the computer reminds us that doors are green like 5 times because apparently it has no faith in us. Look, there it is again. But anyways, more fun with speed boosting and the Shine Sparks here. Just gonna break through this wall, and break through this next wall, and then just go hurtling through the air. It's great. Whee! Oh!
See, it's just so much fun.
Yeah,
Speed Booster's a
very
great ability.
satisfying. Alright, so now we've opened the doors, the X-Parasites are now in the sector, they waste no time, and MetroidMaster going to be on his way to the data room, get himself some super missiles, which in this game are so satisfying. If there's one thing this game gets right, it's the sound effects.
Oh, yes. All right, let's see if I can get the Shine Break. Oh! Oh! All right, hold on.
You got this, you got this!
Whee!
Got him!
All right, first try. Also, everyone get ready to say hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. Bye, Bob.
Yep, that's Bob. We gave that missile tank a name because for the longest time it was believed to be the only unskippable item in the game. So the low percent category was 1% because you had to get Bob. We have since, of course, figured out how to skip Bob, so not so much, but...
It is a very weird out-of-bounds trick that I still have yet to learn.
It's one of those things that it works in English because of the way the English version handles you occupying the same space as things that you should not be occupying the same space as. Speaking of occupying space, it's time to deal with a fun little mini-boss here called Box. Don't worry about the lack of resemblance to boxes. That's not what this is about. But you're going to be seeing MetroidMaster try to basically shoot it right in its weak spot, right there in the middle. The big problem is, though, it's actually recessed, so those diagonal shots are surprisingly hard to hit. You can ting off the legs. The positioning is pretty precise. Oh gosh. Got knocked off the monkey bars.
He's being a very rude robot.
Yeah, that's just what Box does. Oh my gosh.
Heck, still a decent fight overall. All right, now we've got to walk him over.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the problem with Box. You want to kill as far to the right as possible, because otherwise you have to do the walk of shame.
All right, let's see if I can get this little boost here. Boink.
All
Shout
right,
outs to the little side hoppers, by the way. They're like annoying and they hurt a ton.
a lot. But yeah, you're done. You are done with Sector 3, which means now it's time to double the pleasure. Head to Sector 6.
The dark sector. And it's so dark. They gave you like a little searchlight. And it's absolutely great.
I imagine it's one of those things where it was genuinely dark if you were playing on the original GBA, the one that was impossible to see unless you had the the sun high in the sky and a planetary alignment all working in your favor.
Pretty much. God forbid if you're indoors or, in the car.
Oh, God. That's never going to work.
Yeah. Which, I got this game, like, my first handheld was the Game Boy Advance, and I picked this game because my best friend had it, and so this was actually my first Metroid game. Didn't have I only had a Nintendo 64 growing up, and my best friend got this game because we both found out about Metroid through Smash, and rest is history.
It's a real fun game.
Oh, yeah.
This was I don't remember if it was the first one, but it was one of the first GBA games I had, and it was on that original non-backlit GBA. So I had to suffer the indignity of hard to see Sector 6.
Not to mention asking for batteries.
It wasn't that bad. It was only 2 batteries, 2 AA's.
Well, I was like 10 years old when I got this, so.
Okay, fair point.
But, I enjoyed playing my friend's Metroid Fusion so much that, like, this was the first Game Boy Advance game that I picked, and I, like, immediately knew what I wanted to get.
Nice. You don't choose the Metroid life chooses you. But hey, speaking of choosing things, it's time. We now choose to go into Sector 6 because it's been infected by blue raspberry X parasites. They're like the X parasites we already know, except they're blue, and they hurt instead of heal, which is unfortunate because, well, they hurt a lot actually.
They hurt a lot because I'm still part Metroid, and those blue X are actually frozen.
Mm-hmm.
So if I absorb them, I get frozen from the inside, which, God, that is not very pleasant.
Not in the slightest. Thankfully, the power-up we're about to go get is the Various suit, which will protect us from both the heat and the cold.
It just
and also
looks terrible. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. You were just saying the truth. You're saying it like it is.
Also, if y'all want to see something funny, so remember how power bombs are like the be-all, end-all, just blow everything up? Y'all are going to get a kick out of this. Just watch my health.
Paddle faster, I hear saxophone music. So yeah, it's also time to poke the bear with a stick, so to speak, here. Because we need the sax to get out of the way. And rather than waiting, we're just going to have it jump over us, and then we're just going to let it chase us, because it gives up very quickly. The sax is very strong, but doesn't have a lot of persistence. And that's it. We're done.
Huh.
And just like that, we're at the next eye door.
Very nice side door, too.
Ooh, 0 beams. Digging it. Oh, what's this? Oh, the Core X has downloaded our suit data for us. Now we're going to have to steal it from the Core X, aren't we?
That's rude. It stole my data.
No good. Guess we're just going to have to take advantage of the
Hello?
charge beam again. Oh, what?
I guess I wasn't fully charged.
I guess that got a little bit R18 for a moment there.
All right, hold on.
You got it.
Right,
So
up you go, fella.
So this is a 6 missile core here, but
It
double
is
missiles have
not
actually,
letting me get the doubles.
yeah, double missiles have gotten a little bit more challenging because the super missile upgrade does in fact increase the power of the missile substantially, but it also makes them fly faster and it gives you a longer cooldown between shots. What this basically means is every single missile upgrade that MetroidMaster gets, he has to memorize a different double missile timing.
Ugh, mustard suit.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
But the good news is, hey, blue X's no longer hurt us. In fact, they heal us now.
They heal us more, too.
Yes. But they're also going to start running away. They learn very quickly.
All right, see if I can get this little jump here. It's surprisingly... Hey, first try. I was going to say it's surprisingly difficult, but...
Yeah, for sure. All right, now getting out of Sector 6 is a bit harder than it looks. The ouches like to be in your way, those little spiky dudes, and the puffers. Oh, God, the puffers. If they are in your way, you just kind of have to work your way around them, because shooting them makes them spew out that purple gas, which like triples the size of their hitbox and makes them even harder to get around.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, gosh. All right, I'm going to take this other missile tank because I'm going to need it later. All right, let's see if I can... Nope, guess not. If you do that room right, you'll get a nice little speed booster in there. Doesn't save a whole lot of time, but it also saves you from taking a bunch of damage.
Yeah, that one's one that you're really just better off just jumping over that last bug instead of trying to slam into it.
So anyway, now that we have our nice warm Variosuit, we can go check out Sector 5, which is the Arctic sector.
Yep, all sectors are open to us now. Well, it's actually kind of interesting to note that once you open the green doors, you can get into both Sector 6 and Sector 5. And if you had tried to go to Sector 5 before getting Varia, you would just take damage like you were in a heated room because, again, Samus being part Metroid, she don't like the cold anymore.
And I want to say it starts literally after you leave the recharge room?
That I don't remember. It has been a hot minute since I checked last time.
And you'll see.
Yes, indeed. Samus is part Metroid. That is the lore of this game. That we skipped the opening cutscene, but basically the gist of it is Samus goes back to SR-388, gets infected by the X-parasites, and nearly dies. The only way she survives is by getting injected with a Metroid vaccine that causes her to basically mutate and become part Metroid, but now she can absorb the X-parasites, which makes her essentially the only person in the Galactic Federation who can deal with this station right now.
Considering everyone else would just get infected, killed, and then replicated?
Yeah, they essentially consume creatures, steal their genetic data, and can then copy them.
It makes for an interesting time. It's a great party trick.
Yeah, it also makes for the X-parasites to be a genuinely, like by sci-fi standards, one of the most threatening types of enemies. That also makes it kind of a faceless enemy, which is why the SAX is such a useful antagonist.
All right. Let's hope I get the quick charge. I'm just gonna shoot this guy to get rid of him.
All right, here we go.
Okay, we're good.
So Sector 5, another one of those sectors where we have to unlock doors, this time the yellow doors, before coming back to the data room. Unfortunately, this time the power-up is a lot less of a good one. It's going to be the Ice Missile power-up, which, on the one hand, it gives us utility, but on the other hand, means our super missiles will never be able to one-shot enemies again, which sucks.
Hello? Okay, there we go.
Hi.
I was like, wait a minute, why am I not destroying the floor? Oh, I'm shooting in the wrong spot.
Oh, stupid floor.
Yeah, Sector 5 is also unfortunately one of the sectors where it's easy to get lost in because you revisit it like 3 times.
Yeah, and you go through the same rooms, often in the same directions, so it's one of those things where if you kind of are autopiloting and you forget which visit you're on, you can absolutely wind up in the wrong place and just feel like a big dummy. But MetroidMaster, as his name implies, is no scrub. He remembers which visit he's on, so no trouble here.
Well, I almost forgot. That's why I mentioned it.
You're not supposed to say that. I'm trying to cover for you, dang it.
All right. Anyway.
Dang it. You almost did it right there. I saw you.
It's because I'm talking. Anyway, we have our missile downgrade. Excuse me. Downgrade.
Side grade.
I guess we'll go with that.
Yeah, I guess. Because the big thing is, since Samus is part Metroid, she cannot have the ice beam because it wouldn't work. So at least that's what they tell us. So we have to use ice missiles to freeze things.
Wow, I'm surprised just that first part of the charge shot killed the thing, but I'm glad that it still killed the thing.
Yeah. You do not need all 3 parts of the charge shot to kill those.
Apparently you don't need 2 parts either, which is useful. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, only 1 part of that charge shot hit. I noticed that.
Nice.
All
right. So if you're playing this game, here's your fun-filled indicator that you have finished everything you have to finish. In the background of the big room, you see a special boy flying around. Don't worry, we'll be sure to come back and give him a big hello later. But that's not the thing to worry about, because we are coming up on one of the most important parts of the run, but we need your help, chat. We need your help.
We need you to spam emergency in Franker Z. Or if you're a sub in my channel, I want to see emergency in Squawker Z. Because Squawker Z is a very shouty boy and perfect for an emergency.
Where is the emergency? I have the RTMP muted. I can't hear the lady. Chat, help me out. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh god, do I know the song? I don't know. Y'all might have to remind me what the song is, those in the Fusion community who can hear. Because apparently the RTMP is muted.
Yeah, I can't actually play the song.
Oh, what? Oh, no!
Oh, no! You don't have time to talk to computer, Dad! You have to save the thing!
I'm too busy talking.
Let me do that! That's why you brought me here! Okay. So, MetroidMaster, now heading into the bottom of Sector 3, the boilers are set to explode because apparently in the future, boiling water is still really important. So we have to get to the bottom and fix that before this really, really long timer hits 0. Thankfully, we have ice missiles, and we're going to be using them a lot in order to freeze these stretchies, to use them as platforms.
Oh! He was not where I wanted him to be.
Yeah, thankfully on the monkey bars here, the cool trick is if those flames knock you off, if you just hold up, you will immediately re-grab. You will not get knocked into the lava. That's pretty convenient. And also, thankfully, the game is very gracious with how much time it gives you. So 6 minutes is actually way too much time. But yeah, MetroidMaster making real good use of all these ice missiles, freezing the stretchies, freezing the enemies, so that you can keep moving without having to stop.
Oh my gosh. Alright, hold on.
This is fine.
1, 2, 3. Oh, why did he dodge that?
Because the 3 missile thing works every time until it doesn't. It's one of those things.
Alright, we're good. We're okay. We're okay. We made it up. We took the little shortcut. We're good.
And the culprit is a scientist. I feel betrayed. Oh, wait, that's not a scientist at all. It's a beam core. 4 missiles. Are you going to give us some doubles?
Gonna try. I don't think I got it.
Yeah, no, I saw it tink off. That wasn't a double, unfortunately. But go for that sweet spot.
It was pretty close.
You got 1 axis of the sweet spot. Thankfully, if you line up one of the 2 axes on the sweet spot, because we mentioned the sweet spot. Actually, do we talk about sweet spot?
I don't think so. We've just barely mentioned it in passing.
All right, so let's talk about sweet spot. So when you kill a Core X, the chewy center has to float to the spot where you pick it up, which takes a few seconds. If you kill it on the spot where you pick it up, you can pick it up immediately. We call that sweet spot because it saves you those several seconds. Now, it's not always reasonable to get sweet spot, and when you do, you can at least line up one of the two axes. You still save sometimes. So that's what happened to MetroidMaster there. He got one of the two axes, so it's still faster than if he just gotten it in a random spot, but not quite as fast as if you just killed it right on top of it. But yeah, the emergency is one of those things where the jumping can be pretty dicey depending on enemy positioning. So...
which is why I kind of freaked out when that... Well, okay, now twice now that enemy has not been where I wanted it to be, so I could shoot it.
But now it's time for another fun bit of vertical movement, climbing through this shaft. So now that you have ice missiles, you can just climb on up, freeze the stretchies, use those wall jumps, and just get through this area nice and smooth. Yeah, freeze them stretchies. All right, you are done with Sector 3. No more emergency. Now it's time to do something I think that is very important, and I think that everybody in chat, without exception, will appreciate, because chat is full of wonderful people.
Gotta go rescue the animals.
Yes.
Which, thank you, Linkenmeister, for rescuing them in Super Metroid Ascent, because that makes this run canon, I think.
Yes, absolutely. Now we get to go save them again.
I forget. So then who's our Super Metroid runner next?
Let me pull up the schedule. It's Freya's Spirit. Oh.
So Freya, you might have to be rescuing the animals. Just gonna put it out.
I cannot remember if they saved the animals.
Well, we'll make sure that the chat reminds them. I would like to go up the elevator, please.
Elevators are one of those great things where if you're not centered, you just kind of stand there either crouching like a fool or pointing at the ceiling like a fool. It's great. But here we are, making a read to the main deck. Moving through the main deck is still kind of awkward like it was before, but now we have high jump, which makes it awkward but with higher jumps.
I see you, Mannix. I see you trying to twist my words.
But here we go, heading on up to the habitation deck. They have a tire swing up there. Why don't we get a tire swing?
I know, like, tire swings were the best.
I haven't used a tire swing in so long. There's probably a reason for that, but I don't want to. We're not going to talk about it. All right, so now we're going to do some fun here, freezing the stretchies. Get up top. And now we're also going to set up for another shine break. Shine breaking being that fun trick you saw MetroidMaster do earlier, where you break blocks using a speed booster, but you manage to still crouch and store the charge. Oh, a little bit too far to the right, it looked like.
That's okay. I'm not going to lose a whole lot of time because. Okay, maybe the stretchy won't play nice.
What is a hitbox?
Apparently.
What is a hitbox?
All right, maybe I'll get good animals. We'll find out. All right, we have successfully rescued the animals. 1, 2, 3,
oh boy.
4,
oh boy.
and 5. There he is.
That was not the best animals.
Look at the tiny little one run. He's so cute.
Look at him go. But we did it. We saved the animals, and my heart is grown 3 sizes this day. And everybody, public service announcement, please avert your gaze for a few moments because we're about to get a the various suit. Oh god, too late. I looked at it.
Crunchy, why did you look?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking. It's seared into my retinas.
You're not having to mash the text. You didn't have to look.
You didn't have to look either.
I have to look.
Looking.
No, because I have to hold the button, remember? Until it's done. And if I don't look, then I don't know when it's done.
With your eyes, you use your fingers.
But I have to know exactly when that text is done so I can just hit the button faster to get out.
That sounds like quitter talk. All right, we have to go back to Sector 5 to get the loudest power-up.
The whoosh bombs.
the power bombs. They're so excited to be here that they literally are just burying the needle on the mixer at all times.
They are the best bombs.
Yep, in this game, they've been combined with the X-ray scope from Super, so Power Bomb will also reveal all kinds of blocks and goodies when you use them. I think that's probably the reason why they give you so many things. In this game, in 100%, you get 74 Power Bombs. What on earth are you going to do with 74 Power Bombs?
Reveal the entire space station secrets.
But can they reveal why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Oh, that's a good question. Although, are you sure we really want to drop a power bomb around a bunch of kids?
I was going to drop it around cereal. Here you are dropping it around kids. Dang, MetroidMaster,
Well,
that's vicious.
Isn't the kids the ones that have to answer that question?
I mean, it's the taste you can see. With power bombs, you can really see it. Yeah, chat, I'm seeing chat answering the questions, so let's pose them straight up. What are some of the questions that we as a society need to know that the power bombs can be used to answer? What can we reveal with power bombs? Let's see. Reveal how many licks it takes to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Just takes one power bomb.
One power bomb, exactly.
Okay, at least I remembered where to go for my second visit. Ready, my power bombs? Here we go. Here's the first whoosh bomb. All right, now for like one of the scariest parts of the game, because oh my god.
All right, you'll be fine. Just get into the tunnel. There, you did it.
Ah!
Don't get shot.
Okay,
right, so
sorry.
you made it.
That's nerve-wrackingly close. There's a fun little clip on my channel where I nearly did get shot. Like the ice beam sprite was like on my foot as I was talking to someone, and I'm like, oh god, that was close.
When I think of that, I vaguely remember one time, it was like 2 years ago, it was me playing and like,
That's weird.
I think like 2 other people were watching, and I screwed up getting into the tunnel like 4 times while the sax was shooting at me the entire time. So there's like 4 just grown-ass people screaming at a screen like, God, oh no, oh, ah, oh!
That's weird. That enemy just kept sniping me there. I'm like, what in the heck?
Those crabs went to crab sniper school for at least 2 years in order to be able to snipe you at angles like that.
It was insane. I've never seen them there like that. Anyway, we're going back to my ship because apparently the ship has something important to tell us.
Your ship talks to you?
Apparently. Doesn't yours?
Only when the muffler's broken.
Oh, well. Huh.
Incidentally, I need to take my car to the muffler shop. I need to remember to do that.
Okay. So anyway, we're going back up the main elevator. Should be just like a normal trip, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Crunchy, why did we stop?
What did you do?
It's not me. What
Well,
did
it
you
wasn't
do?
me, so it had to be you.
Maybe Squawker Z says something. Oh, well, Squawker Z's dead.
Oh my gosh, that's just like him. You ask him a question, he goes to pieces. Oh dear, the spitters!
They're so rude. Ugh.
They're also genuinely dangerous.
That's fine though. We made it through.
That's really what matters. Because we have actually seen folks perish to the spitter hallway. It's no joke.
Yeah, no, it's like the most debilitating thing to happen. Because you're like, I died because I got spat on. What?
I mean, no one's gonna give you crap for that because that happens. Like if their positioning is bad and they spit at awkward times, it'll happen. I mean, it's happened to everybody. It sucks, but it's the animals.
Oh, so the computer wanted me to come back to let me know that they were on my ship. Well,
they're getting hair and fur all over the upholstery. Well, that sounds like your problem, Computer Dad. So don't worry. They'll be fine. Now you have to go and apparently do botany because the plants are overgrown and are clogging the reactor, which I didn't think that was a thing that could happen, but here we are.
Yep. That's okay. We get our 4th E-tank. I might grab one more for safety later, but we'll see how things are going. Also, get ready for the boss with the awesome music again.
Awesome music, bad boss.
Thankfully, we have strats to mitigate just how bad the boss gets.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we can only mitigate so much. We're still at the mercy of one set of cycles. So everybody, welcome to Yakuza. It's a two-phase fight, and we're going to see first things first. MetroidMaster shoot off screen just like that. The jumping is important. If you're not scrolling, you can't hit it. So now he's going to get grabbed on purpose, and hopefully we're going to get it to open its mouth quickly. Oh, dang it. Let's not get a 4 cycle. Oh, no. Don't
let go.
Yakuza. Don't do it.
Oh, no. It's doing it.
Oh, no. The 4 cycle Yakuza. Oh, no.
Oh. You know what? I'm okay with that 4 cycle.
You don't be.
I mean, I shouldn't be, but also I got it into phase 3, like, stupid quick, so...
Alright, so, that was pretty good phase 2. But now you gotta deal with 6 missile core using ice doubles. Ooh, you got a double right there. Very nice.
Double.
Double.
No sweet spot.
Oh, you got 3 doubles, but you missed the first one, but still. 3 doubles? Well played.
I'm rather happy with that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, okay, sure, 4 cycles, but, like, did you see how good those last phases were?
No, yeah. Phase 2 was good, and the core was good. Yeah, once you get ice missiles, the doubles become surprisingly challenging. Like, I mean, once you get the hang of them, they're pretty consistent. But all it takes is just your mindset to like move out of sync just a little bit, and you're just losing 10 seconds. But no time to rest because we're coming up on the final Sax chase, and the only one where we have to actually deal with it directly. We have no choice but to freeze it and try to get around it here. And even with these energy tanks that MetroidMaster has, the Sax can and will ruin his day. The Sax still hurts even with Variasuit.
Alright, I think we're safe from the Sax for now.
Yes, very well done. Very well done. But Yakuza was also the start of the boss gauntlet. We have a sequence of bosses here MetroidMaster is going to have to fight all in pretty rapid succession. We're already moments away from the next one, Notori, who is honestly probably the closest thing to a not boss we've got. But at any percent, you still have to be a little bit mindful of your missiles, so you don't have to end up trying to farm X's off the core.
I know the Shine Spark is slow, but honestly, it's still like the most consistent thing I've got.
You know, sometimes you do it for the swag.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do it for the swag. Now, okay, so this is Notori. First phase, the trick is you stand as far forward as possible, and that rear thing will not launch spores at you, and you're essentially untouchable. So now just power bombs, use some charge shots, and then just spam missiles the rest of the time. It doesn't move. The trick is just making sure you don't use too many missiles so that you can deal with the core in a timely fashion. There we go. This is a pretty short room, so this is a 5 missile core. you have to get pretty close to the ground and then just kind of do mid-air doubles aiming down. But looks like MetroidMaster is just going to be aiming to get himself the sweet spot, which is right near this pillar near the top right there. You got nice one-axis sweet spot.
Yeah, I don't think any of my PBs have actually gone for doubles on this boss just because they're like that difficult to do, and I'm like, I really don't know if I want to start going for that yet or not.
Yeah, they're pretty annoying, but it's. I highly recommend giving the chance to at least go for them because as long as your missile count is good, you don't really lose time going for them.
True.
But the good news is we are now done with this visit to Sector 2, but we're heading on back to Sector 5 for a boss that I'm sure a lot of folks who played this as kids might have some memories of. And I referenced earlier, y'all remember that big friend flying around in the background of Sector 5? Well, now it's back, and it's ready to take center stage. Unfortunately, it also is a little bit clumsy and has been making some oopsies, breaking everything.
I would say it's the hardest boss in the game. I honestly, both casually and as a speedrun. Like, it's just that difficult.
That's casually for sure. The speedrun can be rough because this is also a boss that has a unique aspect to its third phase where it's either going to be chasing you or chasing an invisible dot, and you're not really sure which one it is. You have to just kind of feel it out. It's one of the bosses that's the hardest to learn just because you just have to do it a bunch of times to get a feel for how it moves, which makes, honestly, that's one of the things I love about Fusion as a speedrun, is that the bosses are all really cool and unique. So it's not like in Zero Mission, which has great movement, but the bosses are all just kind of get in their face and spam missiles. No, in this game, you have to learn strats. You have to it's a bit of a dance almost, especially with Nightmare.
Let's see if I can get the dance right.
I believe
Also, we're going to see if I can get this nice, swaggy Shine Spark that also saves time.
Yes, this is the single longest Shine Spark in the game and one of the most important as far as time save. Oh, no!
No. Yeah, I was going for the backup because that's the only one I know.
Hey, there's also the other backup where you can just run along the lowered part of the floor in the big room.
And we got it. All right.
Here we go!
I very much like this because it's very similar to the Escape Shine Spark in Metroid Zero Mission, which is the other Metroid game that I run. Shout outs to Zero Mission. I'm just going to kill that pirate because every time I've not killed that pirate, why did that pirate live?
That was really weird. I took a full charge shot to the face and it did not die. Me personally, I hate that second pirate because for some reason it always shoots me. I don't know why. I will always I'll have a charge shot lined up for him in the air and it will still always shoot me. I hate him. I hate him so much.
Speaking of which, did we talk about the property of the plasma beam and how it works?
We have not yet. Although we can, since we're coming up on Nightmare, we can put that up for a little bit longer since there's a really good example of what the plasma beam does a little bit later.
I'm going to take the backup E-Tank just to be safe for Marathon.
All right, so here it comes. This is Nightmare. It's a 3-phase fight. The first phase will disappear so fast that you will think you missed it, and you will have. So Nightmare can control gravity. So here we go. Hopefully we can just get charge shot and a missile just like that, and phase 1 is done. Now, heavy gravity missiles will actually fall through the floor. We're going to see MetroidMaster try to get that charge beam with the flash and hopefully get a missile in there as well, but finishes it off with just charge shots. And now here we go. Third phase. Spam missiles, and then once it gets close enough to MetroidMaster, it's going to start flying around the room. And that's the dance. You want to get the Nightmare completely on screen, and then it will stop flying around quickly, just like that. Perfect. That was an excellent third phase. Now finish it off.
That, honestly, I was getting real nervous about that.
But you got it. You made it look easy. Now it's time for the core. Ice doubles. Another 6. This is a 6 missile core. And yeah, this is also the point where you have to start worrying about hitting the cores, because getting touched by a core actually really hurts.
No doubles today. Close to sweet spot, though.
Yep. So you got one of the two axes, and now, thankfully, Nightmare gives us one of the greatest gifts, the gift of a suit we can look at, and it looks good.
It's a grapefruit. It's a grape suit. Still the grapes.
It's got the purple and the teal, very nice color combination, and we can now run in the water. Gravity suit. Yes.
Wow, you sniped me as I was getting ready to shine spark.
What a jerk.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're just trying to go fast, and this guy's just like, nah, no fast.
No fast for you. Okay, if I'm not careful, I was about to run into that shot.
Please don't run into the lasagna noodles.
But I love lasagna noodles. I love pasta.
I like pasta too. There's a time and a place.
Okay. Okay, Professor Oak.
Don't ride your bicycle indoors. But anyways, welcome to Underwater Sector 4, one of the coolest ambient tunes in the game right here. Sounds real cool. But unfortunately for us, even with Gravity Suit, which actually reduces damage even further from the Various Suit, everything in this area does a lot of damage, so it's still very, very easy to be in danger here. So MetroidMaster has to be careful. Watch out for things like the big fish and the Evers flying around and the pirates. So...
were we told to unlock security level 4?
I'm sure it's fine.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like Adam's gonna get mad, right?
Who's Adam?
Who?
What?
Isn't that what we named the computer, right? Computer's not gonna get mad at us.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that the Samus nicknamed the computer that.
Yeah.
I had a lore lapse in my memory. Don't worry about it. Oh my god. I don't know what's going on. I'm seeing you hit these fish pirates with full charge shots and they're not dying. That's weird.
I don't know. I am just having the weirdest time.
Oh well. Well, the good news is you're not too far from the end of Underwater Sector 4. Just have one more cool little thing to do here, and then you are on your way out. Making good use of those ice missiles.
Yep.
Here we go. Gonna be setting up for a shine spark here, hopefully to break through this green pillar. It's pretty tight, but you should be able to... Ooh! Didn't even go for the shine spark, just space boosted through.
I didn't know about the shine spark.
That's the only way I know how to do it. Here we go.
And again, that's why you're the faster runner, yes?
Am I? I don't remember.
For Fusion.
Okay. But putting that aside, here's the data room, and guess what? There's something here for us. We weren't told it was here, but here it is. The final missile upgrade, diffusion missiles.
I don't think Adam authorized those.
Who cares? We've marched to the beat of our own drummer. And thankfully, diffusion missiles can also charge through screen transitions like the charge beam, because otherwise they take, what, like 6 seconds to charge? They take forever.
Mm-hmm. Also fun thing to note that in the Japanese version, the placement of those little puffer thingies is different than the US version. So apparently the US version came out before the Japanese version. Mm-hmm. And they found that if you curve your missiles precisely, you can skip the diffusion missiles without doing the shine spark puzzle to do so. So in the Japanese version, they changed the placement of those pufferfish's things to prevent you from doing that.
Yeah, they didn't like the idea of people unlocking the secret message without doing the shine spark chain, so...
Which turns out my roommate has actually been able to do that little trick exactly once on the English version, because he was telling me the story about that, like, back in high school.
Yo, nice.
So, shout-outs to my roommate.
Well, we're back in Sector 6 again. What's going on this time?
So, apparently that security robot that we fought earlier, Box, has become an Xbox.
What?
Yes.
When did it sell out?
I don't know, but now we have to go give it the red ring of death permanently.
Well, It's a good thing you have diffusion missiles and the plasma beam, eh?
Aye. And power bombs. Can't forget those.
Oh yes, and power bombs.
What is with this enemy placement today?
The puffers' main purpose in life is making you miserable. They feed on your disappointment.
Figure I'll just absorb those blue X just to make life a little easier.
Yeah, thankfully, coming out of Underwater Sector 4, your health has often taken a hit. There's that big group of blue X's in that room. Just release a charge shot through the door, and you will be fine. Grab a bunch of them. So Xbox, the second box fight, is actually depending on who you ask, either harder or easier than the original box fight, because now it can actually knock you off the ceiling when it jumps, and instead of having those little bombs that shoot fire, it has missiles. So, oh yeah, and also electrified water. Let's not forget about that. So, this Xbox cannon will kill you pretty quick. But if you're on top of it, you can actually kill it even I'd say almost even faster than the original box. So, here we go. The trick here is making sure to get the correct placement for those diagonal shots and then moving. Because if you're close enough to, ooh, just like that. If you're close enough to get those diagonal shots, you're close enough to get knocked down. This is very much a fight about timing and positioning. And unfortunately, that recessed hitbox, tinking off the legs, that's the big challenge of this fight. Positioning is just so, and there really is no visual cue. You have to just kind of feel it out. But thankfully, MetroidMaster playing a little bit safe here and finishing it off. Box is done for good now. Four missiles, and he will finish off this beam core to get the big prize, the wave beam. But the core is still extremely dangerous. I have, in fact, lost my fastest run ever to this core, and it always feels really, really bad when it happens.
Because, like, it's that boss fight that you don't normally die to.
Yeah. But that's the thing about any percent no memory corruption is you can't take anything for granted, because in late game, even if your movement is on point, if you start getting sloppy, bosses do so much damage, they'll just kill you. They'll just kill you. You cannot let your guard down.
Also, I think we finally have our authorization, right?
We'd better, because last I checked, there is no entry without authorization.
Well,
Yeah, you showed that door the what for. You said, here's what I think about your authorization, and then you smashed into it, accomplishing nothing.
And then decided to shoot through it.
Yes, the wave beam can thankfully shoot through walls, so now nothing. So now gates are nothing to us. Oh my god, these are Metroids!
In a Metroid game.
It's more likely than you think.
Oh, cool, I got the Metroid stack.
Nice! Hey, did you invite the Sax?
No, did you?
No?
Oh. Oh, God, the place is blowing up.
Who invited the Sax?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
Chat, was it you? It's okay, won't be mad.
I bet it was Hercules bench press.
You might be right. Oh, Miyu! I'll have words with you later. I told you not to invite the Sax. The Sax is not a good party friend. Well, unfortunately for us, this is also the point where you figure out there's actually many Saxes. Because, you know how it is with woodwind instruments, where you have one, you close the door, open it again, suddenly there are many. That's just how nature works. At least that's what my friends who play woodwind instruments tell me. It might be lying, it's hard to say.
I wouldn't know. I'm a brass player myself.
Yeah, same. I played the trumpet. Very
Trombone.
fun. I kind of wish I would have kept up with it, but I didn't.
Yo, can we have like a speedrunner band though?
Yo, that'd be rad. All right, so anyways, we're back in Sector 1, and we're heading on, and MetroidMaster is now going to be on his way to the final Idor boss. And this is, I think, the one that a lot of you have been waiting for.
I know I have. Like, I totally don't have an emote for him.
Always a crowd pleaser. But first, you gotta get through some rooms. Gotta deal with some puzzles. And also have to deal with, actually a fun little thing here. So remember that enemy earlier that a Metroidmaster killed? They reformed into a gold enemy and he killed the gold enemy to open the door? Well, we get to do that again. This time they're gonna form into gold pirates. The way you're supposed to kill them is by shooting them in the back. is it turns out the game checks that you're behind them by making sure that you're facing the same direction. So if you shoot a charge shot, then turn around, it works.
For some reason, I think I timed my fire, and I literally only got like the back half of my charge shot into it, so I had to do it one more time.
That happens sometimes. That's why some folks actually opt to do them diagonal. But speaking of diagonal shots, here he is now. There's also
Squawkacy, let's go!
And so let's talk about the plasma beam. This is really important. You're going to see MetroidMaster shoot diagonally because the plasma beam has a cool property. It passes through enemies and it does damage per frame. Every frame that is inside an enemy hitbox, it does damage. So he's going to be going for these diagonal shots to maximize damage on Ridley with those charge shots. Follow it up with a missile, just tack a little extra damage cherry on top. Ridley is actually still a pretty dangerous boss who can kill you, but thankfully with the plasma beam and getting these good diagonal charge shots, MetroidMaster will make the squawking stop here, hopefully before too long. Ouch, ouch, ouch! That was so much damage!
Unfortunately, no double attempts here because they're so difficult to do with diffusion missiles as it is.
Yes, this core right here is the only non-beam core that we actually have no really good consistent setup for. You just basically
Sweet spot though.
Oh
man.
Spot. And a reward for finishing off Neo Ridley X is the screw attack, which is better than ever. Screw attack now not only just breaks through just about everything, it also makes you invincible.
I missed the pacifist.
Why would you go for that when you can just murder all the rippers?
I mean, that's true.
But that music can only mean one thing. We are done with the main chunk of the game now. All that's left is to get the heck out of here. Unfortunately for us, it's not going to be that easy because between us and the end sits more lore. Y'all like lore, right?
I mean, I kind of do, but, it just depends. I don't know if I like lore when I'm trying to be fast.
I suppose not. Unfortunately, you don't really have too much of a choice.
I mean, have you seen me when I'm sitting through the opening cutscene of OOT at this point?
No?
It's something.
I'll have to remember that. Thankfully, this is Sector 1 as we know it, although now that MetroidMaster is armed with screw attack, getting around and space jump, getting around is a lot quicker. Yo, very, very nice moving up there. It's actually pretty tricky to get up there, canceling that screw attack to not break the platforms. You made it almost all the way up. Real nice.
That's probably one of the best performances on that trick that I've had lately, so it says something.
Hey, we take that. We take that. All right, and here we are. The time has come for the single longest chunk of dialogue in the entire run. It is, if you were to feed Resident Sleeper and War and Peace into a machine and push a button,
you'd probably get this cutscene.
You'd probably get this cutscene.
But if we put it into a blender, now it would still be exactly the same.
Then you would get a smoothie that I wouldn't wish on anybody. Hey, look, more text. This is basically the part where Dad tells us he's very upset with us for having a party with the Sax and then doing a bunch of stuff, and now we are confined to our room here until, I don't know, something happens. Because it turns out the Galactic Federation is going to come here to try to take control of the Sax, and that ain't going to work, let's be honest.
Yeah, and I was like, Adam, open the pod bay doors. And he's like, I'm afraid I can't do that, Samus.
Wait, what? And he'll be like, wait, what'd you call me? Nothing.
Hal.
Samus, do you see me as a father figure? No.
Turns out that Adam actually lives in this computer. It's kind of fun.
Yep, turns out that the brain patterns of important people are scanned and then saved as computers. So this actually is genuinely Adam Malkovich in a computer. And he has realized that we're actually doing the correct thing, because you know what? Sometimes a sign of maturity is realizing when, even though you're in charge, the person you're in charge of knows what they're doing.
Which we would hope that we would know what we were doing.
Yeah, we've been doing this for long enough at this point. So at this point, we're on our way to set the station to crash into the planet, because of course we are. And that means there's no...
How else to, eradicate two threats at once by making them slam into each other?
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately for us, the X-Parasites aren't down to clown with that, so they're going to send the Sax after us. So now it's time for the climactic showdown, where we face off with Smooth Jazz and decide once and for all who really is the king of the hill.
This is also a very dangerous fight in of itself, because the Sax also has the screw attack, and my screw attack is not invincible to the SAX's screw attack, so I do have to be very careful not to let him crash into me.
Yeah,
and
the Sax is actually...
here she comes.
Yeah, the Sax is one of the few things that can actually knock you out of a screw attack. Ooh, and does so much contact damage, and it has the ice beam. This is an extremely dangerous fight. There are ways to speed it up by trying to keep the Sax frozen, but those require some really, really tight timing shots with missiles and charge shots. And sometimes you just want to... Sometimes you want to go for something that's a little bit more safe, and that's... Alright, here we go. Now this is the second phase. So you take advantage of its upward movement and the cool stuff with the plasma beam. Try to finish off the minimum number of shots. 3 shots, real nice. Now, the final beam core. This is the ice core. We do have a setup for doubles. It's pretty consistent. I couldn't tell if that was a double there.
It's not.
This is a 6 missile core, so let's see.
I'm just going for diffusion shots.
Okay.
Because I don't think... There we go.
Yeah, once again, the core really hurts.
Now
All
get
right,
the other cool music in the game.
Propulsion sequence activated.
And
Really
there
awesome
we
release
go.
theme. All right, so we have 3 minutes. Wow, okay, no speed booster. Okay. We got 3 minutes to get out. That's plenty of time, right?
Yeah. You got to run against the left wall to get speed booster there. From the platform, it's not enough.
That's right. I keep forgetting that.
That's all right, not a big deal. 3 minutes. All you have to do now is get back to the hangar bay, get on the ship, get out of here, high-five the animals, and everything's fine. No problem.
Yep. Oh, platforms, please.
Oh no, platforms, the true final boss of Metroid Fusion.
Seriously, just trying to thread the needle off of some of these platforms is something else. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna
Gonna go for that low height?
probably not. Just normal height.
All right. Normal
It's
height is
respectable
fine, too.
enough. Yeah.
And
Where's my ship? Ah! Oh God! Ow!
Pogo or Riot. Pogo or Riot. Aw. Well, here's the Omega Metroid. The biggest boy. This is the final evolution of Metroids from Metroid 2. They are very big, they are very powerful, and the Sax wants none of that. Unfortunately, the Sax lost, so now it's our turn to take what the Sax has and make it work. See if we can go for the quick kill setup here. A little bit too far forward. Oh!
Oh God!
It is possible to get the Omega. Oh, we took a double hit there. Gotta be careful. The Omega is definitely kind of more of a cinematic fight than the
There we go.
It's definitely possible to die to it if you're not careful. It does hurt. But there you go. You did it. Now here comes the ship.
To save the day.
Time is coming up.
And time. 1:23:08. That's not bad.
All right. GG. Gee.
That's actually like maybe about a minute off of my PB. So for a marathon run, that was pretty good.
Nice.
Do we have time to get the in-game time?
I do not know. What was your estimate?
An hour 30, so you're definitely well below that.
Well, I say keep going through the text, and if they want us to cut, they will probably ask us to cut.
All right.
And honestly, Metroid Fusion teaches us all an important lesson, because at this point in time, we have saved the animals not once but twice. And sometimes, sometimes when you save the animals,
They come and save you.
the animals will save you back.
Okay, I'm being told that we do have time to get our in-game time. So this
right.
is just where Samus has that monologue where she's like, oh, I didn't realize that military minds get their brains uploaded to computers. And then she's also like, how did the ship get started? And the computer's like, what's wrong? Oh, you want to know how I start the ship? Oh, the animals.
And they are resting well like the heroes they are. Look at them. Aww. And then a little babby Decora.
Just sitting there. It's fun to watch the little babby run, too, when you rescue the animals.
Sakamoto. Sakamoto.
All right, Crunchy, calm down.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm going back to the happy place.
Okay. So anyway, just a little bit of credits, and then we'll be able to get our in-game time. So I want to give Retro Gaming Live TV my biggest thanks for allowing me to run this game here, and for letting me bring Crunchy Legs aboard.
A mistake they will only allow once. They'll never let me do this again.
I've had a great time running this game, and getting the practice in up until this event has been absolutely great. I actually, I want to say a few days ago, beat my PB in this and got a 1:22:02, so very close to that sub 1 hour 22 minutes.
Nice. So I have to wonder, MetroidMaster, what's the next move? How far are you going to push this one?
We'll see, because I am thinking of submitting this for Speed Gaming Live as well, along with Metroid Zero Mission, and possibly X-Men Arcade as well. So I will probably be continuing to run this game at some point, as long as I have many more reasons to. Also, thank you, Mr. Iwata.
Well, here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for, the in-game time.
Also, we get to see Samus without the suit.
Scandalous.
Oh, yes. All right, clear time. 54 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. And rate for collecting items is 13%. And we will see you next mission. All right, so that will be all for me tonight. I believe up next is Freya Spirit with Super Metroid, correct?
Correctamundo, and they are really good at that game, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, until then, I will see y'all next mission.
last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.